Raising chickens is pretty awesome. Thought it would be a really great chance to introduce you to the Chateau du Poulet chicken house and talk a little bit about the ups and downs of raising chickens. If you're new to chickens, maybe to give you some idea on how to prepare yourself for all these chooks. Hey buddy, how are ya? You okay? Dexter, you coming into the chicken house? Come on, bud. Come on. You gotta catch me the mouse that's in here. Okay? Catch me the mouse. This here is the Chateau du Poulet chicken house. It basically has 7 different coops. I like to keep my chicken flocks segregated simply because I'd like to keep the purebred lines of our breeds. It's an octagonal coop, and of course one side is my entrance to enter, and once you enter inside the coop there's kind of an area where I can walk around and I keep all my food and other chicken accessories. This area here is our chicken yard. I got it fenced in up to the compost area there. It extends over to there and cuts all the way on an angle up there, and it connects to the other side of this octagonal coop. And the chickens come out here and they have a blast. I'm trying to get the Rhode Islands out today, but honestly, you know, chickens, they don't necessarily like the rain and they don't necessarily like the snow. So, you know, you give them the opportunity when the snow's not too deep like this. But I mean, it's up to them if they want to put their feet in the cold. Fuzzy! Come here! I need your assistance. Come here. I got a job for you. Come here. I got a job for you. Come on. Come on. Fuzzy. Fuzzy. Hey, over here. Over here, bud. You gotta find that mouse right there, okay? Fuzzy, I'm assigning you that task, okay, buddy? I'm counting on you. You gotta be a leader for the team, okay? So we raise 4 different breeds at this time. Rhode Island Reds, Light Sussex, Black Leghorn, and this past summer we added this Barred Rock. They're all incredible in their own ways. If you're talking about egg production, the Rhode Island Red is incredible. It's a big brown egg. The Light Sussex, a little bit less, smaller egg. These Barred Rock, they have started laying for us, and it's just a small brown egg. And the Black Leghorn, I mean, it's a white egg, but so far in my experience, they're pretty small eggs. They're not big like the kind of eggs you get at the grocery store. You want to play ball, kiddo? You want to play ball? Go! It's got custom nesting boxes that I built for them to lay their eggs in. I really do like my creation here. I built the whole thing myself. I'm fairly proud of it. It gives me easy access to all the coops around here, you know, and I don't have to keep walking far away or going back and forth because all their interior doors are right here. And also each individual coop has a power outlet, you know, because when you're living in a cold climate, the water will freeze, and it's nice to use these heated poultry drinkers. They just have these little nipples, and the chickens really have easy access to water. It doesn't make a big mess, and it never freezes. So I like using these a lot. We had an incident with our chickens here on the farm. I came into the new Barred Rock flock, and that big rooster right there, it looks like his comb is all bloody. And look how bloody the thing is. It's like that's from him pecking and eating, and then his comb is touching here. What the heck? That guy's got a little bit of blood on his comb too. Maybe the roosters are fighting. Look at him. He's all bloody. Come on, guys. It's this poor guy right here. Look at the top of his comb right here. It's all bloody. God, he's a beautiful rooster. The problem is with this Barred Rock flock, when I initially ordered these from the hatchery, I ordered 5 girls and 1 boy, but when it came, there was 4 girls and 2 boys. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how this guy's so bloody. But good thing I have a vacant coop. I'm going to separate him now so he can heal up a little bit. And he's a beautiful rooster. Hey, you got to heal up. Look, you're still bloody. Going here. There you go, bud. You get nice fresh water. There you go, buddy. You got food, water, and a roost, okay? It's definitely handy to have a water source nearby so you don't have to lug water from far distances. One of the amazing benefits, of course, of raising chickens is that you actually have a constant supply of eggs. Now, we haven't bought eggs in 3 years since we started raising chickens. And the eggs are better, richer, healthier. The yolks are like such a vibrant color, so much better than what you can get at the grocery store. And I actually know what I'm feeding my chickens. And I know that my chickens are living a really good life. Oh, thank you for the eggs. Thank you for the eggs. Wow, they're hot. This one's still hot. Ollie, check out the egg. Isn't that cool? Another great thing about raising chickens is you basically never have any, like leftover food, especially things like bread and some small vegetables, because the chickens will clean all that stuff up, no problem. Here, guys, you want some of this? All sorts of stuff here. There you go. I gotta get that egg over there. Oh, it's 2 eggs. 1, 2. How you doing, Chunk? Chunky! Hey, buddy. How you doing, Chunk? You okay? Chunk! You gonna come help Fozzie with the mice, eh? Now this barred rock flock is new. We just started it last summer. They have a roosting bar right there. They have a roosting bar up there. They have their heated drinker, of course. And they have 4 nesting boxes here along with this roost to help them get in the nesting boxes. And I have fake eggs in here trying to train them to use these nesting boxes to lay their eggs. But as of right now, they're still laying their eggs down in that corner. Hello, hen. Chunk, watch out, buddy. She's gonna peck ya. She's gonna peck ya, yeah. You guys better get out of there. Fozzie, Chunk. Chunk, you checking for eggs, buddy? You're so funny. You're so funny. Look at that hen. That hen's pecking Big Red's tail. See, they'll keep pecking and pecking it until it draws blood. And then they're all pecking it. And Big Red, what's he gonna do? So I think I'm gonna have to separate him, because the poor guy's having a hard time. He's having a hard time walking too. Look at his spurs. So I'm gonna take care of that right now. The hens themselves can be a little bit vicious at times. You know, they do squabble amongst themselves. The rooster will fight with another rooster. They're fairly territorial that way. The hens are a lot more vicious than the roosters. The roosters are more in defense. You just saw the hen was pecking at the rooster and the rooster wasn't even reacting. That's just something interesting about the hens. If you add a new hen into the flock, all the old hens will freak right out. They'll peck that new hen. And I mean, that's, sometimes a little bit difficult to integrate a new bird into the flock. This is my buddy Big Red. He's our Rhode Island Red rooster. Definitely having a problem with these spurs. You can see they're like very pointy, 3 inches long. They gotta be cut down. I don't think I want to just rip it off like some people have suggested. I got myself a cutter and I think they just need to be cut. I've let our roosters go pretty au naturel for 3 years now. I think it's just making it a hindrance for him to walk, So that's why I'm just trimming them back. Don't peck my eyes out. You're okay, bud. You're okay, bud. You can see his tail is not looking too great. The other hens are pecking at him. And once the hens get a taste of blood, forget about it. Now, I've been handling this guy ever since he was a chick. So that's why he's like relatively calm. Some roosters can be really aggressive. Not everybody wants to have to deal with that added stress of having an aggressive rooster. But you can see that he's fairly comfortable with me. He didn't attack me. He's not going crazy. I think it's beneficial if you handle your roosters from a young age. He's beautiful. Look at his eyes. Very beautiful. It's okay, Red. Some of this for Big Red. MJ, you be nice. Okay, Red? You gotta stay here for a bit, buddy, okay? Look at your tail. We follow the deep bedding method, and that's because we live in a cold climate. So basically, the birds will poop and poop and poop everywhere, and you put a bunch of straw down, and then they're gonna poop and poop and poop on it again, and you put a bunch of straw down, and they're gonna poop and poop and poop on it again, so on and so forth. And what it's supposed to do is build up a thick insulation layer so that it just helps to keep them warm and insulated in the wintertime. So you don't clean out the coop in the winter. You let it pile up, and it starts to get warm too, right? So, because it's a lot of nitrogen. But then in the springtime, you clean it all out, put it in the compost pile, leave it for, half a year to a year, and you'll get some wicked amazing chicken manure compost out of it. This is a 5-grain scratch that I give the chickens. Let's go, dogs. Let's go. Out. Out. I'm gonna feed this to the chickens. Want some of this? Hey, that's enough. How about you guys? You want some of this? There you go. Elvis? You want some of this, Elvis? There. Chickens aren't exactly cheap to keep, If you want eggs and maybe a little bit of meat, you're definitely not going to be saving money by raising your own chickens. One sack of chicken feed is $22 Canadian. So we go through a bunch of sacks. It costs them like 40, 60 bucks a month just for that. We do sell eggs to kind of supplement that. I have an egg buyer. He buys 12 dozen eggs off me every month, which is $60. But I mean, we have a little bit fewer eggs right now too, so not really getting 60 bucks right now. Want to play ball? Over here. Now we've had few hens over the past few years die for like an unknown reason, you know? We don't really know why, it just died. And I mean, it's not something that we're gonna do an autopsy on or take it to a vet or anything like that, but it's something for people to be aware of, so you do have to be able to deal with death, you know? It is sad, you know, especially when you're keeping these things as a laying flock, so they're kind of like pets. You just have to be able to be prepared to handle when one of them passes away. But lucky for us, we have yet to lose any bird to predators. And it's important that, you know, you're aware of that. This is a hardware cloth. This particular size is like a 1/2-inch hardware cloth. Nothing's getting in there, you know, no coyote can get in. The main predator in our area is coyote, but we do have fox and bobcat and raccoons and all those kind of critters that will do damage to your chickens. And we have other smaller type things too, like fisher cats and weasels and minks, and they'll all kill chickens just for the fun of it too. So it's very important that you think about the predator protection around your coop. I managed to pick up some oyster shell, so we're going to crack this open and get it into some bowls for the chickens here. I don't really know if there's any rhyme or reason. I got some feed. I'm going to put some of this oyster shell. This is what it looks like. And I mean, I guess it's like calcium galore for these chickens. And then I'm just going to mix that in with their feed. And hopefully as they're eating the feed, they'll eat some of this calcium and Bob's your uncle. Come on, chicken. Come and get some of this calcium. There you go. There you go, guys. This hen here, she's having a hard time growing her feathers back. We do have aprons on some of them, you know. Sometimes they're known as hen saddles. But you can see that one over there doesn't have any feathers. This one right here doesn't have any feathers. Most of them are looking beautiful, though. But I mean, 1, 2, maybe 3 of them are just missing their feathers there. It could be from the rooster mounting them, or it could be from other hens plucking them out. But I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Chickens don't really get cold unless you're talking like -40s, -50s Celsius. We don't provide any heat to our flock at all. Chickens have feathers, obviously, and they have like an air pocket inside. You'll see them when they're roosting. They'll puff up and they'll go side by side. So, you know, they stay warm. You don't want to have your coop completely sealed up, and you don't want to have your coop with moisture problems, because the real trouble with a coop is the moisture. They get, you know, damp and cold and frostbitten, and it's not good for them. So you want to keep it as dry as possible. Always give them fresh straw and whatnot. Some of the things I really enjoy about raising chickens is the enjoyment that I get out of watching them. For the most part, everything's enjoyable. I love keeping chickens. And I mean, occasionally there's a downer, you know, like, but for the most part, they're ups. There's a lot more pros to raising chickens than cons, I believe. And there's a whole lot of videos out there on YouTube about the pros and cons of raising chickens. Sometimes people refer to them as backyard chickens, because we're a farm. But if you want to raise chickens and you're just learning and starting to investigate if you can even have chickens when you're in the city, find out from the city what they're going to allow you to do, if there's a certain number of birds that you can have, roosters, no roosters, 2 birds, 6 birds, who knows? Because every region has their own different regulations. For us, we're an agricultural property, so there's no limit. And we specifically targeted that type of a property, agricultural rural property, because I don't know, I love animals. We're running a farm stay here. We need animals to encourage guests to come check them out and hang out and learn from them. It always starts with a few chickens, and then next thing you know, you get some more chickens, and you want some different breeds, and you want some different hens, and the list goes on. Then you move to ducks, and you move to rabbits and pigs, and who knows? It all starts with chickens. Raising chickens is pretty awesome, but just like raising any animals on a homestead or a small farm, It comes with its ups and downs. I actually have a really good video about how to predator-proof your coop.